now. Wait, right this second. Oh my God!
Hey,
Hey!
how you doing?
Not bad. Not bad. So currently I wait till 12:17 just so my mom will text me. Not
Okay.
really. It's funny. I'll be sitting here at it'll be it'll be 12:12
Mhm.
and I'll be looking at it going, "Oh, I better hurry." And then it'll be 12:17 and I'm like, there's my mom's text. I better get on air."
That's funny.
That noon 30 o'clock-ish at 12:15. Yeah, you know that thing we do.
Mhm.
12:15. I'm a moving target and hard to hit. It's not necessarily the best promotional decision ever, but okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
It was a
yeah,
weird morning.
yeah. It was a weird morning.
Some of you may know or not know that there's a discussion right now about a morning show.
Mhm.
Um, the Farm Report. That we're talking about the. So I get up in the mornings every morning, and I have some meds I take in the mornings and some meds I take at night, as it seems to be the national pastime these days.
Right?
You know what kind of Tic Tacs do you have? So I laid back down as I do because man, that the morning meds like hit me a little bit, and sometimes I take about an hour nap.
Right?
It's consistently about an hour nap. I'm up by about 9 or 10, and I know everybody's like, oh damn, I wish I could sleep till 9 or 10. Um, I'm also up at weird hours and then get phone calls and text messages from the world, and but anyways,
Mhm.
10 after 11.
10 after 11.
That's when I
Okay.
woke up.
Let me say 10 after. No, 20 after.
Yeah, 20 after.
I
I
want to say
started making
20
enough
after.
noise. But the funniest was, I didn't catch when you went upstairs. So there was a moment of, buddy, it's 11:40. It's time,
Yeah.
man. You got to roll. And I went in and there was nobody at the bed. I was like, up, he's up.
Yeah.
Sleep the monster. Well, because top it all off, the upstairs world was taking their nap.
Right?
Like, it would have been one of those Sleeping Beauty kind of things. We would have just slept through the whole show.
Right?
Like, wee, 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 wee. Wee, 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 wee. Now, those of you who don't know how I decide on show topics, it is a very organic process, designed to be relative to the world we are in a given day.
Right?
You can see how sleep became the topic. How much did you sleep last night, sir?
How much did I sleep last night? That's a tough or weird question. I went to sleep at like 6,
You went to sleep early. You
and
took a
then I
nap.
woke up at like 9, and then I went back to sleep at like 5, and then I woke up about an hour.
No, an hour ago is giving yourself way too much credit. But
No,
okay, yeah,
it's
about an hour.
11. It's
Almost an hour.
12:20 right now.
Almost an hour,
Yeah,
right?
it's
I'll
about an
give it
hour
to you.
ago.
That, man, sleep is such a passionate blanket. That in sleep you can go anywhere, you can be anything. It takes all the well, I suppose it could add the weight to the world too. There are nightmares. I don't normally dream.
I don't experience nightmares like that. So I don't know.
I dreamed last night.
You
I
dreamed
had the
last night?
weirdest dream.
What'd you dream about?
There was something wrong with me. I would lose. Sometimes my legs, my whole body just wouldn't work for me. And I remember, so at one point, but everybody would let me. I was walking everywhere. There was a hospital that I always went in the back door to. And there was weird work stuff. I mean, it was a long dream. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it was like forever and ever. It was weird, and I was very much regularly incapacitated. I would be fine, and then I would be unable to move.
Okay.
And then, but I would be moving anyways. I would keep moving even though I felt like I was unable to move.
Okay.
But it meant that, like, I had left foot thoughts. I had, like, it was so weird. I
Left
just
foot
couldn't,
thoughts.
like, there was this feeling like even if you were losing all of the physicality, that you still were you and pushing.
Okay.
That So I'm for the record, those of you out there, I'm noodling through this in my head as we speak. This is
Right.
not. This is trying. What does that dream mean? I'm not a big "what does that dream mean" guy, but I don't dream.
Mm-hmm.
I literally I don't remember my dreams.
Yeah.
Whatever that.
Yeah.
So in this motion, even though I was incapacitated, but the world kept moving on around me like, oh well, like nobody. But I didn't care that nobody. That was not a thing. I mean, nobody was compassionate about it. It was just a part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I was. It was like nobody understood though too.
Okay.
More like they didn't. That we had no way. We didn't know why this kept happening. That I would. But it was a constant.
Okay.
It was like, and it was hobbling. It was, don't get me wrong. I kept trying to move through it,
Right.
but weird stuff, I say.
That is some weird stuff, man.
Half past med time program. Well, sleep is so many things to so many people. I mean, I've talked about it's time machine.
Mm-hmm.
The trick to, oh my God, there's nothing to do when I want the time to go past is close your eyes.
Close your
It
eyes.
will
Yeah.
magically pass the time.
Mm-hmm.
This was a lesson. We're not going to go deep into my incarceration or any time that I've spent in that manner right this moment, but oh man,
Yeah.
hug the bunk. Hug the bunk, make the time go past. I mean, everybody in that kind of situation knows, no, your goal is to make time go.
Right.
But sleep can also become a trap. That, in your moments of anxiety and depression, as much as it's an escape, it becomes the only place you go, and you're lost to the world because you're hiding.
Right.
So what aspects of sleep? What do you think when you think sleep?
When I think sleep, I think wild dreams. I have some pretty wild dreams.
Wild dreams.
Yeah, I don't really experience nightmares, but when I do have nightmares, they're fairly consistent. They always have to do with eye contact. Like I had this one dream that I was in my dream house,
Uh-huh.
and what happened was I walked into this room that was not like the whole wall was glass. So you could see outside could see inside. It was a whole thing.
Very exposed.
Yeah, very
So
exposed.
it was a feeling of being
And
very
as soon
exposed.
as I walked into that room, there was a person just standing there, staring directly into my soul. Like as soon as I made it was immediate eye contact. And like it was the scariest dream I've ever had.
Not to change the subject. So what are you afraid they might see?
Hmm?
What are you afraid they're going to see?
I don't know.
But that's what in my head. That's what
I'm
I
not
hit
sure.
when I'm hearing that.
Yeah.
It's like you're there's a fear of something being seen.
Yeah.
That they might notice how short you are. Is that
Oh,
you're over that?
yeah.
I meant that in all.
I
jest.
mean, you have
took
enough.
That so
I mean,
seriously.
you have enough people laugh in your face.
It was like
It kind of, it's water under the
no.
bridge.
I'm over that.
I don't care. I don't care about that
I
anymore.
was strictly,
Yeah, I don't.
I was trolling hard there, and the best part of it, when you're trolling somebody, the best part is when they're like, "Yeah." Like you think you're laying something out, like not like okay, I don't believe in. I compassionately rib, but I don't
Yeah.
ever want to feel like I'm making fun of you. We
Yeah.
have found that it is obvious a number of things about us. You may notice Ross is black. I'm white. I'm a normal. I'm an average height. He's a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
You may see that he's picking out his rows, and I'm like desperate to shave mine. You can, but none of that defines us.
No, but I think
So we enjoy kind of.
people underestimate how much short people hear that they're short. So like to us, it's not even a thought anymore.
So is the worst part hearing how short you are so much, or smelling farts so much closer?
I'm disappointed in you. I'm so disappointed in you.
Thank you. I appreciate that more than you know. So, maybe we should put this topic to sleep.
It's okay.
So, but sleep is like all things. What I was thinking about was the fact that
Mhm.
sleep encapsulates so much if we need it.
Mhm.
If you don't have it, you go into,
Mhm.
you have all kinds of other issues. There are all kinds of mental issues attributed to you don't sleep enough.
Right.
Oh, excuse me. Speaking of which, I know I slept enough. It's very broken though. It was all
Yeah,
over the place.
Mine too.
Because I too felt tired. This is what messed me up last night about the sleep. So I took the night med,
Mhm.
or unless I took two night meds again this morning instead of
Mhm.
taking my morning med because I'm like feeling like. Anyways, so I took my night med early because I was like, okay, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed now.
Mhm.
About 45 minutes an hour after that, a friend of ours called to go, hey, you mind if I swing by for a minute? And I'm like, well, yeah, of course, I'd love to see you, because I don't set boundaries well or tell people that. Anyways, the point was that so I got up.
Right.
I'd had all the lights off. I was involved in my guiltiest of pleasures. No, not that. I was watching Daria. La 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 la.
That's the show.
I love Daria.
It's a
And
nice
sometimes before I go to bed, I watch Daria, and sometimes I watch Spin City. And you know what? That's okay. It makes me feel at home with my family. I love the depression of Daria, not depression, or her very nihilist outlook. And
yeah.
then, you know what? There's nothing more upbeat in this world than Michael J. Fox.
Right.
To this day.
Right.
But so then I get up. Now I'm messed up.
Mhm.
Now you're like exhausted and awake somehow, like too
Mhm.
awake to go asleep, but your eyes feel like they weigh extra.
Yeah.
You're just going, gosh, I just want to access this.
The piece that really messes with me is when I try to change my sleep schedule, because sometimes my sleep schedule falls into this place where I have two different times I'm going to sleep, and I still get the amount of sleep that like today I got the amount of sleep I needed, but it was split up. So the problem is, like, I'm gonna have to like tough it. Like when that happens, it's all fun and games until I have a day where I have to stay up for the entire day.
You
Like-
mean like today?
Yes, like today.
Like so
So basically I got enough sleep, but the problem is my body's gonna start to feel it around like midway through the day, and I'm gonna have to like slug through it, and that's okay. That
but I have to slug through
It's
it
gonna-
with you. That's gonna
it's
be
gonna
miserable
fit-
for me.
man, whatever. It's gonna fix my sleep schedule. Don't get me wrong. Like this day where I have to stay up the whole day is gonna fix my sleep schedule. Because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go to sleep at a regular time tonight, or at least a semi-regular time tonight, and I'm gonna sleep like a baby, sleep through till the whole morning, and then when I wake up tomorrow, I'll be energized. I'm telling you, this is what's gonna happen. Like I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Can we point out how much taller my mom is than you?
I don't know if you guys heard that, but I
My mom is
just-
on Team Ross and has admitted to her
just
shortness.
swallowed all of my pride.
She's willing to. She's like, I'm short. Don't make fun of Ross anymore about being short. I'm gonna make fun of how
I'm
much
taller than my grandmother.
My mom
That's
is-
all I needed. That's all
I'm
I
just gonna
needed.
congratulate my mom on being so much taller than you, as opposed to
I'm,
remark on your
I'm,
shortness.
I'm taller than one of my grandmothers, and that's all I
I'm
need.
taller than one of my. Please understand that I come from a family of tall men, and my brother's taller than I am. My grandfather was taller than I am. Because of my brother's height, I've always thought of myself as short. That I was the short guy.
Mhm.
That because I didn't make 6 foot,
Mhm.
and he's over 6 foot. The funny thing is, short is all relative.
I have a question. Have you ever had a freshman laugh in your face even though you're a junior? All right, like you walked up to this freshman
Hmm
and they just laugh, like they don't believe you're in high school at all.
You're 21 Jump Street material, absolutely. You are absolutely 21 Jump Street material all day long.
What is
man.
that?
If we need somebody to go undercover in the high school, you can still pull it off.
Unfortunately.
Well, no. But, okay, so here's the joy, though. You're reaching an age now where what you do is get to enjoy that you look younger than you are.
Yeah.
Once you hit 21 and have an ID that says you're old enough to drink,
Mhm.
welcome to a screwed up country. Then it's an advantage. Then people start going, "Oh,
Well,
you
no,
don't look."
luckily when I have conversations with people, they realize like, oh, he's old.
But by height, do you look forward to the concept of being a wizened black Yoda in your elder years?
No,
Okay, just asking.
not
Just
really.
asking for a friend.
Not really, no.
Not really.
I just want to be a normal height. I don't even want to be tall. I just want to be a normal height. Like,
Well,
really.
there's really no try or try not. There's just do.
What?
I was trying. For some reason, all of a sudden, I had this image of you as an older man with your cane, and it was very Yoda.
Okay.
Embracing your Yoda-ness. Your Yoda-ness.
My Yoda-ness?
Embrace the light side, Luke.
Okay.
I mean Ross.
Okay. The light side?
Or the Force. The Force. Join the Force.
You
Join
don't
the-
join the Force.
Well,
I
so
think. Well, maybe you do. I don't know.
we work at a disadvantage if we've missed our sleep.
Right?
And then there are days where work is so boring. I don't run into work so boring that I fall asleep anymore. I've been there. I've been in the situation where the work was so boring. Anymore, it's not that. I don't feel that. Do you have some of that where like there are moments where you're slogging through it still?
I don't fall asleep during work. I annoyingly push it off or just slug through it.
You become enormously low energy and right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that
Yes, I
describes
would
what
say that
happens
describes
when you
exactly
haven't had enough sleep? I'm like, come on,
yes,
man.
yes.
Give me
yes,
your
yes.
not sleeping energy into your not sleeping. Give me something to work with here. That I think sleep is such a major part of us. It's like we don't think we do now, sort of. I guess we think about it more now, but as a culture, it's not a valued thing. It's valued in the sense of, oh, you need that to be able to work.
Mm,
Do you follow me? Like its value is it's what it gives you as opposed to the solace it provides.
I wouldn't say that that's true just because like of how big of a deal the adults in my life always made it. Like even the people at school, like they would make it a big deal if I was sleeping in class and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't care. Like I'll get sleep when I need when I sleep. I never really place much like I don't know a whole bunch of importance in sleep. Like I try to, but at the same time, like I just fall asleep when I fall asleep, and I don't really think about it. I don't know.
Well, but the hard part is falling asleep in school like is not a good idea. I'm willing to get on board
No.
really strongly here that as much as you're like, oh well, I don't care, I think
No.
those were missed opportunities.
Yeah, it was.
So how do we best? So if sleep is gassing up,
Mhm.
even if we just limit it to that, how do we best value it so that it isn't walked past? I don't know. I'm having trouble putting this into words. That sleep is a priority. My problem has actually been for almost a year now veering on the side of too much sleep as an avoidance tactic, as a means of going, okay, I don't want to be here.
Right.
Not in an ideation kind of way or anything like that. I don't mean that, but as just that when I'm really stressed, when I've been working with a bunch of people,
Right.
even if it was a great experience,
Right,
if I
right.
feel that, man, a lot of times I am desperate for a nap. Well, no, if I go have a really deep conversation, it wears me out.
Yeah.
It no, like you've watched me like just go cush, like bam onto the sofa, like where it's just like you can feel the world just falling away as you're that tired.
Mm. The only thing that really wears me out at all is organizing things. Like I literally like I'm doing a lot better at it, but I hate sitting down and having to organize anything at all. Like I hate it. I hate it. It's the one thing that like makes me
You mean
tired
physically or electronically?
All of it.
All of it doesn't matter.
All of it. Doesn't
Sorting
matter.
stuff,
Yes.
putting stuff where it goes.
I mean,
exhausts you.
cleaning can be really like energizing. Like cleaning my room or something. That can be energizing from time to time. But Like organizing anything else, like organizing files, or even organizing, like, all right, we just did some freestyles and stuff like that. Okay, now I gotta sit down and figure out what pieces I'm gonna take. Like doing that, oh my god. It's so, for some reason I just get so drained by it.
Right. Right. Well, I think it's interesting which things wear us out, because sometimes I'll do something physical and be energized from it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you do something physical and you're like, oh my god, I'm worn out.
Right.
Obviously, that's partially your constitution and whether or not you have good.
Right.
Yeah, that. I don't know how I feel about sleep.
You don't know how you feel about sleep? I feel like sleep is very important. I just,
Well, okay, so
Eh.
lately,
I don't know.
part of it is I'm on a med that goes, okay, now you're going to sleep. So it's
Mhm.
become a priority. I have to get 8 hours. Right.
Mhm.
I have to.
Mhm.
At least from the time I took it, which means, yeah, maybe an hour up, and then it's weird. So sometimes it's like you take the med, you fall asleep an hour later, you go, say, 6 hours
Mhm.
till it's 6 or 7 o'clock, and it's 6 in the morning or whatever. And then what you do is you get up and take your morning meds, and then you sleep another hour. So you get your 8 hours.
Mhm.
So I'm not totally, like, I don't think it's insane that it's broken up. If we could find more people on the other side of the world for you to talk to in the middle of the night or
I'm
something.
averaging about 6 or 7 hours.
They say that 6 or 7 is a lie and you need 8.
I've heard that
I've read the
before,
thing.
yeah. I've heard
Now
that.
I went
before.
on 4 for years.
Yeah, me too.
That was, well, when I was over the road, my rule was I had to get at least 4, and don't repeat that to the Department of Transportation.
Well, for a while in high school, my habit was either staying up on the phone or staying up on YouTube until about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and then going to sleep, and then waking up at 6 to go to school.
Well, and that's why you were falling asleep in class. So it was a
Yeah.
decision you were making.
Yeah,
Priorities, YouTube.
it was. It was YouTube.
Isn't
and
that
girls.
kind of similar to what you're doing now?
Mm.
But you just stay up all
Somewhat.
night because you don't have anything to do really important the next day. Just be here.
It's not even like that.
I know.
I'm trying to prioritize my sleep a lot more than I was when I was a kid. It's just very difficult with all the habits that I've built up.
Ah,
So I have to break that. I have to do some habit breaking down, and I have to establish another habit to take its place.
is one of the simplest things you can do, and this just struck me relative to that comment. One of the simplest things you can do to work on your self-care,
Mm-hmm.
to work on, hey, I'm important and there are boundaries that I set about protecting me.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest outcome you can get the fastest, relative to what the current scientific, psychological, whatever thought is, right?
Right.
Sleep and water.
Yeah.
Sleep and water.
Yeah.
So you start, like, in prioritizing yourself, in making yourself important enough that, oh, this makes my life easier if I take care of myself. Because really, it's a selfish thing.
I'd probably say sleep, water, and meditation as well. Or
I agree.
not
I was starting with sleep
not the
and water.
traditional meditation, just like finding something that you find calm in.
Finding some chill.
Yeah.
Taking a moment to rest in it.
Yeah. Doing something that you just, the pieces are just moving. They're not really.
I'm just
Yeah.
sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. You know I love to watch them roll. So basically that.
Yeah.
Lennon post Beatles, I'm just kind of, take a moment out of your life to, and this can be in a day. You don't have to take
Yeah.
days and days
I
and
think-
weeks like
I
he did. I
think
mean in the
doing
sense of
that-
moments.
Finding a moment of that every day is really important, because when you don't find a moment of that, you can end up feeling completely drained at the end of the day.
But thankfully today we're doing sleep. Maybe we'll do meditation soon.
Maybe.
And my point being that if, no matter what you're thinking, no matter what your headspace,
Mm-hmm.
that additional water and sleep will improve your mood.
Yes, it will.
Just as a simple, people are like, oh my God, the world is this, and oh my God, the world is that. What can I do? Have a glass of water and sleep some more.
Yes.
That to some extent, I mean, I
Try
drink
and eat some food too, because your gut biome controls your emotions really
Good food.
hard. Yeah, good food. Try and get some good food in you at least once a day.
Try and get some. Well,
Well, 3 times a day is the optimum, but like, that's hard
good
sometimes.
sleep, good. So you start with basics.
Yeah, start with the basics.
So you start with the idea that you matter enough for the basics.
hmm
Sleep.
I was watching a psychologist talk about um why so much of his job is literally just trying to get his patients' lives in order. And so much of it is, are you doing the basics?
Mm-hmm.
Because so much of your stress can literally just come from you're not sleeping. So much of your stress can come from you're not drinking water, you're drinking pop all day.
Mm-hmm.
So much of your stress can come from these little things that are basic that you've just skipped.
That you're just not paying attention
Yeah,
to.
exactly. And now because of those things, you think that you might be in a really bad mental place when in reality you're just not doing the things that you need to be doing in the first place. Like the basic stuff is not getting done. So of course you're not going to feel good. Like what did you think was going to happen when you
Well,
when you stayed up all night playing video games? What did you think was going to happen?
well, right.
You're going to feel like crap the next day, you know?
And the hard part
I mean,
is, slow down. There are easy answers.
yeah. Yeah.
But that problem is, man, we are so good at finding a way to convince ourselves.
Right.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Right.
I'll do it tomorrow. I'll. My big thing, and I'm gonna show you. I had to put a gallon of water
Mhm.
right, like it hides. You don't. Ta-da, that's why you don't see it. But you've seen it. I think maybe you've seen it before. That I try to drink this much water a day.
Mhm.
That they say most of your hunger pains are hydration pains.
I try to get a bottle of water a day.
A
Or
bottle of
two.
water a
A
day,
bottle of water a day or two. Something like that.
a day or two. You get a day or two out of one bottle.
No.
So now he's
A
like, hey, you
bottle
need
or
to drink
two
water.
of
I'm getting about
a
6 ounces.
a bottle or two of water a day is what I try to get. And
Bottles are bad.
the only reason for that, well, cups of water, whatever you want to call it. I try to do that one because I'm small and I don't really need that much water, but the
See, Mom, it's
consensus
not my fault. He keeps going there.
I've
It's
heard
not my fault.
I've heard that the scientific consensus is that you need to drink when you're thirsty.
I think
And
the scientific.
the more water you drink, the more thirsty you'll get. Stuff like that.
Well, no, I think the scientific consensus is that your body needs water because it's mainly water, and the more you put
Yeah.
in, the better the filtration system, and the less you put in, the worse
Good
it
point,
works.
good point.
That it's strictly about the amount of water going through your kidneys more than anything else. Wash them, wash them, wash them, rinse, rinse, rinse.
Well, I've heard that whatever. The eight what is it the original thing that they said like
the
eight
8x8,
something's
8
of
glasses
water.
of water.
Yeah,
a day.
8 glasses of water a
Okay.
day. Like that's way too much.
No, I didn't.
Every day.
No.
That's way too much.
Nah, 64 ounces.
60
8
I
times
don't know.
8, 64
don't know.
ounces. It's my gallon. It's
I
it's
gotta
basically
study this stuff again.
that. Well, so I get the idea that in the end, the oil running through my body gets thicker if I don't add more water, and it makes it harder for the heart to pump.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the main things they discuss. That if
Mm-hmm.
you're running on dehydrated levels, everything is moving around sluggishly, so
Right.
it slows down your oxygenation, slows
Right.
down your all of that stuff.
Slows
That's
down
been my
everything.
so. Now I'm trying to sleep and I have to get up and pee 10 times. No, I'm just kidding. That does happen.
Right?
I am human.
You're also not supposed to eat past 12, I think, or something like that. No,
I don't.
there's a certain hour you're not supposed to eat.
Food
past
doesn't really
so
work
that
that
you
way.
can actually sleep.
Oh, yeah, but
Because
actually,
it can mess with your sleep.
it depends on what you eat. And the other thing is, I know that if
Mhm.
you wake up in the middle of the night, one of the things you can do to help you go back to sleep is eat a slice of bread. It releases
Really?
it releases just a little bit of dopamine and a little bit of dopamine and a little bit of something else. I forget. It was a cool thing I was watching.
Oh.
But yeah, no, that the not sleeping thing is about everybody scared about being fat more than anything else. Everything I've heard is, oh my God, don't eat after midnight because you know that doesn't, and that's not how the
I didn't think
digestive
that
system
had to
works.
do with fat. I thought that had to do with sleep. Like it would mess with your sleep or something.
Well, you see, we will have to look.
I
According
don't know.
to the Mayo Clinic, about 15 and a half cups,
That's
3.7 liters of fluid a day for men, 11 and a half cups, 2.7 liters of fluid a day for women. Your one glass will not do, sir. You need more water.
Did you pull statistics out of your butt? Or no, is that actual?
And don't eat 2 hours before bed. Echo is sure you shouldn't eat 2 hours before bed, and we all know I'm bad about that. I primarily eat once a day. I primarily eat after the world. I have trouble eating when I'm in the middle of a dozen. I can't.
Well, the thing is, I spent a lot of time like hearing about how to actually fix your sleep schedule because contrary to what most adults thought, I was trying to fix my sleep schedule. It just I just wasn't very good at it. So like I have a whole bunch of like, oh my God. I have a whole bunch of like weird facts about if you do this, you'll sleep better. If you do this, you'll sleep better. If you do this, you'll sleep better. I'm like, okay, maybe.
What if you'll sleep better if you sleep? Like when you're sleeping, sleep.
I mean,
Sleep when you're sleeping. Drink when you're drinking. Sit when you're sitting. That's
yeah.
one of my mantras when I lay down is sleep. I sleep when I'm sleeping.
I mean, also you gotta wind down too. Can't just
Well, that's part of
can't
it.
just
Yeah.
go straight into it. You know?
I can't just shut down.
Yeah, cause yeah, it's not gonna work that way. You know.
Well, I think the weird part is that. So then what happens is, so like a night like last night,
Mhm.
nobody's. I don't have any issues with anybody about this. It was that very much that then I'm off.
Mhm.
That I'm almost asleep, and if you bring me all the way back the other way, yeah, I've got that whole oh crap, I got to go through a cycle again to get to the point where even I can even
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
And that used to be my problem on the road.
Yeah.
You have to get to sleep. You've finally gotten in a hotel at 1 a.m. You're supposed to be on a job site tomorrow at 9. So you've got to get up at like 6.
Well, the problem is when I wake up and I realize that it's like 9 or 10,
When I wake up
I'm like,
in the morning.
dang it. Because I can't, if I go straight back to sleep, I'm only going to sleep till 12. And then I'm going to be up all day.
Right.
And then I'm
You're
not
never-
going to, I'm never going to get back there. So now I have to figure out, okay, I have to stay up for a couple hours and then go back to sleep at like maybe 12 or 1 or something. I have to figure that out. And then by the time I get to 12 or 1, I've already like assimilated myself into whatever I'm doing. So
Well,
now it's like I'm having a hard time pulling back to, all right, I need to get some sleep.
I just thought of a thing. So is it that really the most important, the first boundaries you set when you're establishing who you are and how to take care of yourself are not about the boundaries you set for other people, but the boundaries you set for yourself for a successful day.
Yeah.
The ability to, so sometimes I talk about compassionate yes and compassionate no. That both can, there's compassion in both. It's not compassionate to always say yes. Sometimes the right answer is no.
Right.
One of the most important people you can be compassionate to is yourself.
Right.
So when you think about, we've broken it down to 3 very simple things:
Okay.
sleep, water, and we threw in some meditation. Some idea of being present in the moment.
Yeah.
So the first step, beyond everybody's always, so how do I deal with this thing outside of me? How do I deal with this other thing outside of me?
Right.
Can you help me? What can you tell me that will
Fix this.
fix this? Consistently, my answer is that I've found things through that in meditation I've been able to better center myself and those kinds of things. But really, in the end, it's setting the boundary that prioritizes yourself enough in your world to go, I have to have 20 minutes a day, for instance, to meditate. I have
Right.
to find the time to go, okay, for me, I'm setting this boundary.
Right.
I have to get this much sleep for me, I'm setting this boundary, which means an hour before that,
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm turning off my device.
Right. I gotta be.
Like not
Yeah.
not the moment I
I
want to go
gotta
to sleep,
disconnect. Yeah.
but the hour before to like TV they say isn't as bad. It's the blue screen.
Yeah.
It's the tablets
It's
and the
phone.
phones.
It's the phone, the computer, all that.
The other thing is light. They say that if you have too much light in the room, that can be.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was one theory.
I like
for
to
a
keep it.
while.
I like to go to sleep in the dark. I prefer that to the light.
That I mean, yeah, I think one of my biggest issues is I have to have. That's that thing I was talking about. I have to
Mhm.
reset the now I have to wind down. When I was working till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, running a
Mhm.
pizza shop or driving crazy places or any of those things,
Mm-hmm.
the hardest part was once you get to a hotel, you need to eat, you need to wind down, you need to somehow get to sleep, you need to. So, at the point you're going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning,
Right.
technically it's reasonable for you to get up at noon.
Right.
The rest, that's not going to work for figuring out the rest of tomorrow.
Right.
So building a life where some of those boundaries exist. I've lived a life for a very long time where I didn't set any of those boundaries for myself.
Right.
Literally, it's been the medication I'm on has made me go, okay, no, this is an important part of your life. You have to make this boundary or you're going to walk around. I don't feel like I can. I
Like a
worry about
zombie.
walking up the stairs when I'm on this
Yeah.
med. It's like, no, you're going to go to sleep. You can try to I can stay awake. It usually turns into a headache in the back right side of my head going, yeah, really. That was going on last night a little bit.
Okay.
They say that even with blue screen filters and stuff, you should give yourself an hour.
Yeah, definitely.
That you should still get away for an hour.
I feel like the best sleep I've ever had was
I would tell my daughter the same thing I tell my grandson, man, no, you got to have an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I am big on the devices need to go off at 8.
I think the best sleep I've ever had was during a blackout.
Ooh. The best sleep I ever had was during a blackout.
Because even if your phone is on, you can't be on your phone because you don't know when the next time you're gonna get to charge your phone is. So you got to keep your phone alive so that you can actually call people. Like in case of an emergency, you need to be able to call
So you stay off it on top of it.
So you stay off it, and then the TV's not on, so you're just sitting there. You know, you may have some candles or something lit or going. You may have like some type of light, but other than that, you're really sitting with it. And when you need to go to sleep, you just go to sleep.
We should normalize read a book and chill.
Yeah.
Like maybe like people get together on dates and one of them reads the book out loud and the other one's just blown away. Or I don't know, read a book and chill. As opposed to Netflix and chill. I don't know how that works.
I don't know either.
Or normalize conversation.
I mean,
How about conversation and chill? That almost sounds like the way it was supposed to go. Like, hey, let's talk to each other.
Yeah. Turn the TV off.
So that these simple things that we need to prioritize, that we need to start with, okay, sleep matters to me.
Mm-hmm.
However we get it. Now, because trust me when I say there are current studies that show that originally we were not 8-hour sleepers.
Right.
What we were, because we were hunter-gatherers, the most dangerous time of night is dusk.
Yeah.
So you would have a light meal in the heat of the day, before the heat of the day, and then you'd lay down in the heat of siestas, and then you'd get up for the most dangerous part of the day, which is when the animals are wandering around in the dusk, and then at midnight,
right,
the animals are done, you go back to sleep till the next morning.
Right.
So it was probably a 2-6 or 3-5 kind of thing instead, if you're figuring it at 8 hours. I don't care how you get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that 1 hour at a time be a good idea. There'd be a lot of space. But you know what I mean? But to some extent, it's prioritizing that you need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's prioritizing that, you know what, you need water to keep your waterness.
Now, I wouldn't say that comics is the best place for your
Comics.
Yes, I wouldn't say that it's the best place for your sleep news, or not news, but information.
Which sleep information
But-
are we getting from the comics? Can you just a little more energy?
Batman.
Just enough that we
Batman.
can you prove that you're Hold
So
on
look-
for a second. Can we check his pulse?
So look.
Can we get a nurse to check his
Oh
pulse?
my
I
God,
think
I'm
he's
alive. Yes, I'm
I'm
alive.
pretty sure he's. Are you okay?
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
Batman.
Okay, now
has the wildest sleep schedule.
Batman and his sleep schedule by Ross Jordan.
Like he sleeps for like a couple hours throughout the day. And obviously that's like an extreme example of you shouldn't really do that. But basically like what I learned from like stupid stuff like that
That's the joy.
is
Wisdom
that-
is everywhere. I'm down. I'm
is
listening.
that maybe the best way to sleep. I had this idea a couple years ago. Maybe the best way to sleep isn't like sleeping throughout the whole day. But the only problem with that is the way that our days are set up, we have to. Or not the whole day. Sleeping for one session. But the way that our days are set up, we have to. That's the only
We
problem.
have to
Like
what?
if you're in an environment where you have to go to work every day, you
Okay.
have to sleep through one session. But I always wonder if maybe sleeping through one session isn't the best way.
What do you mean session? Are you talking about morning
Like,
versus night?
You
or
go to
day?
sleep, wake up, you stay up for the rest of the day until it's time to go back to sleep again.
Okay, so you're thinking that there's a better. Well, then that's what we're on. We're talking about the idea
Yeah.
of 2 6s and 3
Exactly.
5s, and
That's why I always wonder if it was always better to sleep a little bit in the middle of the day, sleep a little bit towards the end of the night.
we have brought up that Batman really appears sleep deprived.
Yes.
That his behavior,
Yes.
his general.
I
"I'm
understand
Batman,"
that that's an extreme.
that he seems to have a bit of an attitude problem. I've noticed. He's a bat. There may be some delusional issues from his lack. You know what? That explains it all.
Yep.
Batman is actually a story about a man that has
Who's sleep
insomnia,
deprived.
and this is what he thinks is going on.
What? So he thinks he's fighting criminals when in reality he's fighting the orderlies.
Have you seen my car?
That's funny. Batman's is in Arkham.
Right.
Plot
Well, it makes
twist.
more sense than any of the
Plot
others.
twist.
Plot twist. Guess what? This is all actually in Arkham. Nobody ever got out. Arkham.
Nobody
is still
got
there.
out. Joker's like his cellmate.
These movies are all just a visualization of the group meetings. And they keep looking
And
at
Batman thinks he's not here. He's like I'm fighting crime out here. I'm keeping these streets clean. Batman.
Batman. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just, as somebody that's been in group therapy, it's not that far off. You know, there are people going through stuff, and you're like, well, if you just slept a little more, maybe you wouldn't have such a bad attitude.
Oh look, he got up on the wrong side of the bed.
No, I hung from the ceiling. But the point is, as much as we get advice, you know what? There is something to be said from Batman gives good advice on sleep. Have you seen his attitude? He's obviously
Right.
sleep deprived.
Right?
That it really, these simple building blocks,
Mm-hmm.
these simple places to start,
Mm-hmm.
that even before you get to meditation, even before you get to drinking enough water, you might want to consider that stuff more. Like you might be more open to those ideas
Mm-hmm.
if you got enough sleep the night before.
Right.
That if we start at the simplest place to go,
Mhm.
God, I want my life to be better. And I do. This is not really a show about that. This is a show about figuring out which pieces cross what lines. And okay, yeah, we're setting up good lines for taking care of ourselves. I don't know where the lines are on this one.
I've heard that how lenient a judge will be is based on how much sleep he got the night before, and also how like whether or not he had a good lunch.
Well, human.
Yeah.
That okay, you got to ask yourself, does that affect your day?
Yeah.
So guess what?
I would think so.
You better hope that, you know,
Yeah. You better hope he got his whole 8 hours. You know.
I know, and we're both going. We're better. We want the judge to be happy. That's all we're
Right?
saying here. We're just
Right?
saying the judge should be happy.
The
With
judge
whatever it
should be
takes,
happy.
a happy judge is.
Yes.
So, so when we apply, so one of the big issues with our culture, and we're located in the United States, and a thing that gets talked about regularly about our culture is we don't value the people or the things that the people need. So sleep. You know, don't come to work and tell me you didn't get enough sleep.
I think that we do, but not for the right reasons, though.
Well, output as opposed to
Yes.
value.
As far as like, you need to be up and ready for work. as opposed to you need to be in the right mental state.
Well,
Like I think we only really care about mental state as it pertains to ability to contribute to society. We
ooh,
don't I don't think we care
that's not
as
self-care.
I don't think we care as far as actually having a
Caring.
good mental state, and that needs to be the priority. It's more so that, okay, if you don't sleep, you can't really participate and work that well. If you don't eat, you probably are going to be, your stomach's going to be grumbling, and you're going to be a little bit irritable at work. If you don't drink water, you're going to have a headache at work because you're dehydrated.
Well,
Like these things that we care about, but it's not because we actually care about them. It's because we want people to contribute to society, and that's it.
okay.
Like I think that's where we go with it.
Okay, so I'm sitting here trying to think about this. So that really, in the end, these are things that you have to prioritize for you
Yes.
that will affect how you deal with the people at work that don't value those things.
Yes.
Is in my head that
Well,
like,
I think
you're
large.
getting your weapon, not weapons. You're
Mhm.
better prepared for your world if you prioritize some basic, simple things as far as your needs.
Mhm.
That we're not good about going, hey, we're great about if there's physical damage, you know, that's a priority to fix also
Yeah.
because of output.
Yeah.
But when it's less visible, the lack of sleep, the lack of water,
Yeah.
the lack of meditation, for the lack of a better word.
Right.
Um,
Actually, meditation is a perfect example because I don't think our society like cares about whether or not you're meditating, even though it's probably better for your mental health to meditate at least a little bit. You know, like at least get a little bit of like chill time where you're just sitting in whatever you're doing, which it could be breathing or it could be,
oh, absolutely.
you know, just sitting in that.
Well, and so I don't, a lot of people in our culture feel like sleep is a barrier to getting stuff done. I'm wasting time.
Mm.
And,
Yeah.
but you're not.
Yeah.
If you were going to be in a restaurant, it's important to take the time to sharpen your knives so they work well.
Mm-hmm.
If you value yourself as much as the knife, you need to be sharpened.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not so sleep, though it can be used as a barrier, and we do that. It can be used as a place to hide. It can be used as, yes, it can be a total waste of time.
What, sleep?
That there can be a moment where, yeah, you're using it to, not a waste, but you're
No,
using it
it's
to
you
escape.
don't need
You're
it.
using it for another.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you may need it, I suppose.
Well, I'm
It
saying
may be a
I'm only
alright.
saying I'm only saying sometimes you go to sleep when you don't need it.
Yeah.
And when you're doing that, you're really just trying to avoid the things you need to do. And I think it's important to focus on what needs to be done in the moment or what needs to be done for the next couple of hours. Like, okay, I need to sleep so that the rest of my day is good and productive and I feel good and my mental is okay. I need to do this right now. So I'm going to go to sleep. And then when I wake up, I need to do the things that I need to do so that my day is productive and I feel good and my mental health is okay and stuff like that. Things are progressing. And then when it's time to go to sleep.
Well, sleep when you're sleeping. Now, is it
Yeah.
important, okay, when you're not sleeping,
Mhm.
to prioritize the fact that you need sleep? As much as it can be something you love, something you, and maybe that's the trap. We love to sleep. We can see it as an avoidance. We can see it as, but is the problem all of those thoughts are why we think it's an escape and we never go, okay, wait a minute. As much as I have to prioritize this as a real part of my life.
Well, I think you can't do things for too long. So one thing is when working out, I think that there's a study or something that past an hour or past 30 minutes or something like that, you're not actually growing muscle. So when you're working out for like, so people that work out for like 2 hours and stuff like that are really just wasting their time. Like the first couple, like the first, I can't remember exactly how long it is, but there's a period of time at the start of that session that's really, really productive and you're really working out your muscles. And past that, you're just plateauing. So what you need to be doing is working for as long as you need to work and then focus on other things. So you need to be working for, all right, I'm going to work until 10 o'clock and then I'm going to cut it off. Cut it all off. Then I'm going to take an hour. 11, I'm just winding down. By 11, I should be asleep.
Okay.
And I should be up whenever I wake up. And
When I wake up
right?
in the morning.
And if you didn't get enough sleep, go straight back to sleep. Don't touch anything. Don't do nothing. Just check the time. Go back to sleep. That's what you need to do.
I sometimes
You know?
literally, I put my clock on the opposite, my phone on the opposite side of the room
Okay,
with an alarm that'll wake me up from across the room, so that way I'll get up.
that's good.
But I have to get up
Right.
to go to it to
right,
turn it off.
right.
And I mean, usually, funny thing is, I usually wake up like a minute before.
That's
I-
dope.
Well, I got really good over the road, so sleep was a pain, and because you were working nonstop, I mean, I was
Mhm.
putting in a lot of hours, and I got really good at laying down for. I could take a nap for how many hours I wanted. Like, okay, I'm gonna close my eyes for 3 hours and wake up in 3 hours. I don't know where that comes from.
Right.
The point I'm trying to make, in amongst all of this, is taking the time to make those things important.
Yeah, definitely.
That we forget about these simple things that are the first things
That
and
we
just
need to
make the
focus
day
on.
easier.
Yeah. Right.
Now I need some sleep.
Yep.
I don't really need some sleep. But I do know we'll be back here tomorrow at about 12:15.
Yep.
I think there's a possibility.
You believe. You
To be
think.
fair.
To be fair.
To be fair. It's a possibility of a Monday morning show on Friday. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
We may be here at 9 a.m. on Monday.
We shall
Farm
see.
report. The morning farm.
Morning farm.
Hey now, here we are at the Farm Report, giving you the update on what's going on with the pharmaceuticals we take. We're here every morning. Happy to see you. Looking to see how the day goes.
So it's Wednesday, so that means I today and tomorrow I need to sleep correctly.
Sleep. Sleep, little one.
I was gonna sing a sleep song, but I don't know any sleep songs.
Sleep, sleep, sleep. Ignore every other ploy.
Rest your head, go to sleep, you little bleep. I had one. I knew I had one. I knew it.
We love you all. We will see you tomorrow. I promise I will get some more sleep. But you know what? In the end, great topic. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Prioritize it. You matter.
Yes.
You matter. You matter. It's not, oh my gosh, I'm being selfish. I'm going to go to sleep. It's, you matter.
Yeah.
And it's the first step in everybody else mattering.
Gosh, sleep, man.
Yes. I love my daughter so much. I promise I can talk like that any time of day or night. It's real easy here at Studio 586B to go straight into this weekend's Monster Truck Show.
That's how they talk on those. Yeah. That's how they do that.
And we record everything.
Yes.
Oh no! Flashing. Dun dun dun. Bam! I said bam!
Slam bam, thank you, ma'am.
Sorry, I was so not able to do my job there for a minute.
It's okay.
Not bad, 54-minute show.
Yep. See, even low energy, I can contribute fairly. I was a little bit
know,
more
but
low
there are
energy.
days I wanna kick you in the butt.
In the first
I was
part.
so excited about yesterday, and then I gotta go somewhere. That's for damn sure. I was supposed to get up this morning and go buy cigarettes. Supposed to just quit not buying it.
I've been downloading
I'm hobbling myself with my weed and my cigarettes. It's great.
been downloading audio the whole time.